What's up, and welcome to the Los Wise Guys podcast. I'm your host, Eslam, aka Rock God of the Sun, accompanied by Dan Papa Sun Killer and Dan Emperor Disco. How's it going, fellas?
What's up? What's up? Good to
How's
be
it going?
back.
Uh, yes, good for all of us to be back on an episode that was like what 2 weeks where we all weren't there at
I
some
think
point.
even longer. Because
Dang.
remember, I wasn't there, and you
Oh,
weren't there. Disco
uh,
wasn't there.
we all took a week off. It's all right.
Yeah.
We just need the time, guys.
Yeah.
Um,
We're
but
cascading. We're taking breaks.
but we are back with another episode with the three of us, and we are putting our LWG spin on a honestly a game that I think everybody has played, at least in America and most other countries. And that game is Would You Rather, but we are putting the LWG spin on it. And we're switching it up. Now we're going to be asking the other two people a would I rather question, and they have to answer what they think we would choose.
Mhm.
Right? So we're putting a little bit different spin on it, and we'll see how this goes. All right, I'll give you guys an easy one. Would I rather be able to communicate with animals or
Yes.
speak all human languages fluently?
It's definitely the first one.
You sure?
Yes.
Because I mean,
Yeah.
it would be
The
very
animals?
interesting.
Yeah,
Huh?
no,
I'm gonna say
I'm
the
sure the
animal
first
one.
one. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not gonna even try to argue that
I
one.
was like,
Yes,
no. I was like, no. We know
one
what the
hundred
answer
percent. I
is.
would love to try to speak to animals. I love Nigel. I love the Thornberries. That was an
Mhm.
amazing show. The Wild Thornberries.
Yeah, yeah,
I wanted that
My
girl's power.
yeah. Nothing
Um,
has been easier than that question. I'm pretty sure that's come up just regularly on the podcast
it
at some
has. It
point.
has. That's why I
Okay,
picked it to kind of
makes sense.
as like a starting question, so everybody kind of knows how we're gonna do this.
yeah.
Um, all right, Disco. Why don't you go next?
See. Dang. Okay. Okay. So you have to. I'm gonna say something. You have to say for me.
We'll try
Okay.
to guess. Yeah, for you.
Would you? Would I rather never be stuck in traffic again, or never get a cold?
Oh, that's interesting.
Traffic.
I don't know how often you get colds. Which is I mean nobody likes traffic, but if you get colds and they suck balls, then that might be more important. That's an
It's a
interesting
tough one.
question. It is a tough one, honestly, because I just had COVID. I was sick, so that sucked. But sitting in traffic, that's
So
even
you can
like that's
empathize.
yeah,
Yeah, no, I'm
Both
gonna go with
suck, though, to
traffic.
be
I'm not
honest.
even thinking about
sitting
it.
in
It's
traffic is
traffic.
kind of bad too. But which also makes sense because you are an Uber driver and you probably get into some traffic. So
Mhm. And you live in
so,
California.
yeah. That's an interesting one.
That's pretty funny.
How many colds
Uh,
have you gotten so far?
Man, you turn this man into a doctor, Disco. Look what you
Yeah, I
did.
know. Can I get some blood
he's like,
work?
"Look,
Can I
tell
get
me
some
your
medical
symptoms.
history?
Yo, can
Can I
you
get a
connect me?
stool sample? I'll send your shit your way.
Can you pee in a cup, please? Um, just like a bee. I'm
It's
stupid.
like, let me
Never
check your
mind.
pulse.
Yeah.
I'll send you
I
my
was
my health information
Mm.
off my watch.
yeah. Sync it with my phone, please. I'm gonna go with colds.
This is actually a very tough one because I necessarily don't get colds like often, but when I do, they like suck. Like I
I
can't
know. I
fucking
mean, you
breathe out
still
my
blow your
nose.
nose now, and that's probably from the last cold you had. So let's see.
So I'm gonna say traffic, definitely traffic, because I work
Yeah,
8 hours a day. I'm
That
like
was that was
I'm
very
always.
misleading.
that was very easy. Actually, I didn't
Nah,
think. I didn't
But
hesitate. Just knew right off the
his
bat. It's
his
speaking
traffic.
of the
answer.
sneeze, I was I stopped by my old house and my aunt was there, and she didn't necessarily come out to check who it was, but I blew my nose and she was like, "Disco." I was
Yeah.
dying. I was like, "It's really that like unique,
Yes,
I guess."
bro, it's the same every time.
It's
Like,
insane.
like
That's a talent,
you're
sir.
the anomaly in the Matrix. Like this is how we know we're in a simulation. Like
Yeah.
you blowing your nose.
They ran out of
That
MP3 files when they got to you for the blowing of the
somebody
Yeah,
nose.
they just recycled that one. I only
yeah.
got one. All
All right, Dan, what you got?
All right. I feel like this is gonna be easy. Would I rather lose the sense of taste or the sense of sight?
Oh,
Taste,
I'm gonna say definitely taste
because you don't
because
care about
it'd be
food.
hard to play games without eyes.
Not even that. he does not give a shit about food. Like he'll food is food. He'll eat it, be sad like just to
No,
kill the hunger,
Popeye
and he'll be
chicken,
done. Food is food, man. I know this man. I've eaten a
sustenance.
lot with him. I'm gonna say food.
All right,
Taste.
cool.
Definitely taste buds though.
Okay. Yeah,
I
you're both correct. Everything Eslam said,
Yeah,
100%.
I know. I've
Everything
been there
Eslam said. Yeah.
because it drives me crazy. Like I
Yeah.
used to pick out new shit so we can go try it, and he'd
Like
be like, "Yeah,
why?
this is I. It's food. Like
It's
I don't
just
know.
food.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I know.
Yeah. I don't understand the appeal.
It's fucking delicious. That's the appeal.
Yeah, but it's like you go out of your way to get something that you could get like that's like right there. Like that's
Yeah.
just it's. Do you want to go through Disco's traffic? No.
If it's for an amazing meal, for an unforgettable meal, yeah, I'll go through amazing
Fuck that.
traffic.
I'd
Yeah.
rather have
if
somebody go through
if I'm
traffic for
driving,
me.
you won't have to deal with the traffic. So it's
Yeah.
like,
I'm in the
let's do
car
the
with
disco.
you.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Alrighty.
man, I love food though. When you get old, that's like what you live for.
Not me.
Yeah. I mean, he looks for video games. All right. Would I rather have a photographic memory or be able to forget any unpleasant memory instantly?
Damn.
Photographic memory. You already do the other one.
I was just gonna say the same thing. That's so funny.
Damn.
You already got that ability.
Jesus.
This is
I
what would
wonder
I
if
rather
I
was.
wonder
It's
if
just the
the
opportunity to
photo
insult people.
I wonder if
Yeah.
the photographic memory would counteract the Alzheimer's.
But yes, photographic memory.
Yeah, no, definitely.
100%. Yeah.
The funny thing, you're not going to remember this answer in about 15 minutes.
I'm gonna die if like his last question is like a question he already said.
Oh my god, that'd be the best.
Well, I have a
um,
checklist, so I'm like checking them off so I don't say them again.
that's so funny. Okay, my next one is gonna be another tough one. This is a crazy one I found off a website. Would I rather travel the world for a year, all expenses paid, or have 40,000 to spend on whatever I want?
Travel.
Travel the world.
Huh?
40,000 is a pretty good amount of money,
I know what I
You
said.
you get more money out of traveling the world for a year, all expenses paid.
but you can't spend 40. You can't spend travel.
Yeah,
But
but you can't. But you can't also
You
gain that
can't.
experience,
Yeah,
which
you
is
can't
something you
also
would want.
it
travel the
is
world
also
on
a once in a
40K.
lifetime. You
Yeah,
get all the lavish things in life.
Travel. I
yeah,
mean,
just
if you were to
travel.
put a
40K.
higher number than 40K, then I mean,
Yeah.
40K ain't shit right
Sounds
now.
like you're talking about Warhammer.
With inflation, that's gonna be like that's nothing. Plus
Yeah,
taxes,
I'm
like you
going
feel it,
travel.
bro. Travel, son. All expense
Well,
paid.
that's more money than I have now, so it's still pretty tempting.
Oh yeah, no, I hear you. But yeah, I'm still
To
going
just
travel.
have it, I mean,
Honestly, if you
dude,
just have the money, it'll just sit there, or you'll end up spending it on random shit and not actually like getting that experience to travel the world, all expenses paid. I mean, unless it's like the all expenses paid is you're getting the most shittiest hostels and just like the shittiest food, then that kind of sucks. But at least you're still traveling the world. But I I would still rather have that than get 40K because like when else am I going to be able to travel the world? You know what I
but
mean?
also, when else can you just like snap your fingers and get 40K?
I mean, you just hope the market goes back up and our crypto hits, you know what I mean? That can happen, you know. It has happened before for people. Why not us, you know? So,
I'm going with travel.
yeah, travel.
I think I would have to set the rules on the travel one though.
Nah,
I
nah,
feel like
nah,
I
nah.
would want to be able to choose luxury and lavish shit. I'm not trying to go to no hostels. Fuck that.
No, the question is, I just did that as a hypothetical, but the question is, would you rather travel the world, all expenses paid, or get 40K? So lavish, not lavish. It's just like, would you
Yeah,
rather travel or would you rather get 40K? I think you would rather travel, honestly, even if you don't think so.
yeah.
Yeah,
I've been
we're
pretty
right. We're
confident with
right,
all
I
my
Brittany. We're
know my
right.
answers.
fiance would definitely be like, "Don't fuck up." she, she would definitely take that travel in a heartbeat. But I don't know, 40K is tempting. Um,
Do you know the answer?
I think I would definitely choose travel because, like I
Okay.
said, my fiance, I know
Yeah.
that she would never like
I mean,
let me
she's
live
no,
that
no.
down.
It's would you rather? She's not coming along.
Yeah, it's all
It's
about
not a
you.
two
Well,
person
my
thing. It's
actions have consequences,
Okay.
yeah.
so
Okay. No, I hear you.
no, yeah, I mean, and also to travel the world for a whole year, just take a whole year off and just do whatever I
Yeah.
want. But that does sound tempting. But also 40K, in this market,
Motherfucker, pick
I ain't
one.
rich. I'm working Uber. All right, I'm choosing the
This
travel,
man's trying
but
to get both.
I'm
It's your
just I'm
hypothetical.
just
Like you could have done
I'm just
that.
saying it's tempting.
It's like, would you rather travel the world with a 40K stipend, or would you rather get $1 million? It's like, all right,
I'm
Dan,
traveling the
what you
world.
got?
All right. So would
You
I
did say it was
rather?
supposed to be the
Okay, never
hardest
mind.
question, so I'm just saying.
It's hard for us, not you.
Yeah, it's literally the opposite. It's like, oh, that's funny.
You
All right.
didn't clarify. There's dumb people for every dumb situation, so
Let me see. Would I rather go on a fully booked cruise
No,
or
the other one. I don't know what it is. The other
oh I'm
one.
not get ready.
Okay.
it's
Or
not over yet.
get to stay in my room
Oh,
where
okay.
anyone has access to.
Ooh, ooh, you, ooh. I feel like you'd
Wait,
hate that more.
your
Dan, I
room
don't
is
know.
like public?
Yo,
Yeah,
so
anybody could just walk in.
so right now it's the question of which one does he hate more,
Exactly.
and I
Hmm,
think he would hate his anybody being able to come in his room more.
there's
So
no private.
so wait. So you would pick the cruise, not anybody coming into your room.
Would I?
You would because if any you would go to jail because you'd
Everything I
just start
want is in
murdering
my
people.
room though.
Sure, but you start murdering people because you wouldn't be able to enjoy it. Because like people would just come in and do shit, be loud. You're trying to play video games.
I mean, are people coming in? I just said they would have access. Why would somebody come here?
If they
They
have
have no
access,
reason
how
to.
wouldn't they come in?
I'm not saying that they can. I'm saying why would they?
Because
What's
they
their
have
reason?
access. I don't know. To fuck with you, Dan. That's what I would do. I'd fucking travel to South Carolina right now. Just fucking walk in your room, start fucking shit up for no reason.
Leonardo DiCaprio is gonna text out, "Come party at this address." It's
Why
gonna be your
Leonardo
address
DiCaprio?
because I feel like he knows a lot of people. I don't know. You gotta get all the Titanic people.
Oh man.
Yeah, he's gonna go save that submarine. Um, I'm choosing the cruise.
Disco.
I'm gonna choose. So I think you would choose the cruise too. How long is the cruise?
Doesn't matter.
it's it's
Let's
7 months.
let's just say both these things last for 2 weeks.
I think you can tolerate people accessing your room for 2 weeks, but I still say cruise. I don't know if you want that disruption in your private space.
I'm gonna say the public one because unless somebody famous tweets out like, "Oh, hey, come here," I don't see anybody going to your house
In
like you
this
said.
hypothetical, I like this would be promoted. Like I would be on social media like,
I don't
yo.
think it's gonna gain that much traction like you think it would. Like, hey, random guy's house that anybody has access to.
North Carolina, ooh,
You didn't
yeah,
even get the
party
right state.
town. Like
Now with the right marketing, that shit could be the
that,
newest hot,
I
like
always get it.
the newest hottest nightclub.
I
Oh, you
guess.
would hate it. Oh my
I
god.
guess. I would go with the cruise.
Yeah,
I would go
yeah,
with the cruise.
yeah.
I
The
would
cruise.
I would take what I need necessary for survival, and I
Mhm.
have locks there,
Yeah,
so I could survive dealing with those people for 2 weeks and then come back to my
yeah.
home.
Because you can just stay in your cabin.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. I know you'd hate the public, man.
Yeah.
And they have Starlink now, so you can like get internet where the fuck you want. That's kind of.
I don't need it. Like, like
Oh yeah, you don't
I
really play internet, I guess.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like it'd be cool if I have it, but I was like, even if I don't, I'm cool with it. Like, it's the people. That's the problem.
um. All right. Would I rather have unlimited money or unlimited free time?
Time.
Uh, I'm gonna say time for sure. You so busy.
Hmm?
Definitely time because yeah, I feel like you're so busy.
You guys sure about that?
Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, unlimited money is pretty tempting. That's like you can do anything. Fucking Elon
I mean,
Musk. You could
there's a
buy
very good
Twitter.
chance I'm projecting myself onto this because
Yeah.
I know the answer for me is obviously time.
Well,
But you know,
so my thought process is with unlimited money, I can get unlimited free time,
true.
right? Because if I have the money, I don't need to work. I don't need to do shit. The money's just there.
Hmm.
All my living expenses, all my needs are covered.
Hmm.
So that gives me automatically unlimited free time.
In theory, yes.
Yeah.
But
Does that make you immortal because it's like unlimited?
The money or the time?
The time
No, I
you
just
get
think you just
unlimited.
have unlimited free time. Yeah, like you wouldn't need to work and stuff. Like that's how I'm taking it. I don't know about.
I mean, the way I view it is as you know, a famous a poet once said, "Mo money, mo problems." I feel
True.
like the more money you have more
So I'll have unlimited problems.
responsibility. I feel like to take
Mhm.
care of family and stuff like that.
Yeah, but the money's unlimited. It's not even an issue. Like anybody can take whatever the fuck
Remember,
they
I'm
want.
thinking of myself. I'm
Yeah.
projecting myself into this. So it's
No, I
like the fact that
completely.
somebody is talking to me, there's a
I know
Yeah.
problem.
the government will have a field day with you. They're
That
gonna
too.
take like tax
But
unlimited.
it doesn't matter because his money's unlimited. So he could just
Exactly. It's
literally
No,
just keep
no, I'm
unlimited
just
invading
saying they
money.
would love that for you though.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
For
yeah.
for
I
them,
mean,
the
he would fix
government
the
would love it.
economy
I would.
Single-handedly, just
single-handedly. Just fix the
Yeah.
economy.
you
Um.
could save Ukraine. So
Yeah. I mean, I said time. I'm gonna stick with time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like they're almost the same thing. Well, not really, but I feel like you said, like the money can buy time. So
Mhm.
I'm gonna choose that one.
I would go with unlimited money because unlimited time does like it. Okay, I have all the time in the world. All right, what am I doing with it? Are my needs covered? Then I'm just going like it. Unless unlimited time means you can live forever, then maybe I would choose that. But like unlimited money provides the luxury of time.
Mhm.
That's what like wealth does, right? It gives you time because you're not stuck in like a 9 to 5. You're not in the grind, just trying to survive. So I would definitely choose like the unlimited money
I
because
feel
then it
like the
would give me.
unlimited time does imply that you get longevity in your life because if you die and then that would mean that it's limited time.
Hmm.
I mean,
Maybe,
So
that thought
maybe.
process makes sense. Like with me,
At the
the way
same
so
I
time,
interpret it as it's weird for me. It's kind of like a limited time means like literally the way I'm looking at it is no sleep. I'm looking at it. It's
mm,
like, hey, I need just an extra hour to finish this video game, and that hour is granted to me. Like that's the
yeah,
way I'm looking at it. It's like time comes out of fucking nowhere,
interesting.
and then it's like, here you go, you got it. That's the way I'm interpreting it as time.
Okay,
you could just
okay.
make like a time pocket where you get a time
Exactly.
like in your reality stops, but in
I
that
mean,
Exactly.
bubble you get whatever.
That's
if
the way
it's
I
live
view it.
forever, I would not pick that. That sounds horrendous.
Yeah, I don't know if I would want to live forever. That's a
I
whole different
can
ball
I
game.
can't even comprehend that,
Yeah.
and just living forever would be like, what the fuck do
That'd
I
be
do
insane for
now?
you because
Like I
every
just
day you'd learn again that you have the ability to live together because you keep
for the
forgetting.
first time, yeah,
Yeah,
I
I was like,
know.
oh fuck.
But money can buy me that photographic memory, get some DNA genetic
Yeah, if you remember
editing
to do
and
it,
yeah, hey.
would I rather have the ability to teleport,
Hmm.
but when I teleport, Mike Tyson is waiting to punch me directly in the dick as hard as he
Jesus
can,
Christ.
or
Wait, which age Mike Tyson?
any age you like,
God damn, bro.
or would I rather have the ability to teleport, but have to do at least a 3 week stint of stand up comedy for at least 20 minutes an episode?
Wow.
You'd have to
Wow.
do stand up, you said?
Wow.
Damn.
I came up with the hard ones, guys.
So the punching in the dick, if I can pick any Mike Tyson, I'd pick Mike Tyson right at his deathbed.
Okay. Thank you.
You know
Thank
what I
you.
mean? No, I'm just saying if I
Baby
was in your
Tyson. Baby
shoes.
Okay.
Tyson, if you're being realistic.
Or
Yeah.
baby Tyson, sure. Baby Mike Tyson, he can punch. Well, no, that's pedophilia. Let's stay away from that. I'm gonna go with
Hey,
Mike. I'm gonna go with Mike Tyson on his deathbed. Okay, just punching me in the dick every time I teleport. If Prime
I
Tyson,
mean,
I think that's just
let's
I
be real. Let's say
teleport once.
prime Mike Tyson.
That's just one teleportation, and then you're dead
Mm.
because your dick is gonna explode if he's punching it as hard as he can.
Mhm.
Like you're gonna have no nuts, no like it's just gone.
Yeah. But at that point, I mean, like next time you go, you ain't got a dick to get punched. You're free to
True.
teleport.
I guess that's if you don't want to have a dick anymore. I'd like to keep mine. It's fun to
You
use.
think it's surviving that first teleportation? You said it. You know what I'm saying?
Um, but then the other one doing
What if you wear a
stand
cup?
up.
Stand up comedy, at least once a week, doing 3 sets for about 20 minutes each.
I mean, it's gonna suck balls, but you know, it's better than having no balls.
Hmm. Hmm.
That's my opinion.
Hmm.
I think for you,
Hmm.
you would pick Mike Tyson punching you in the dick.
Can we clip that out? Can we just please clip that out?
That was perfect.
That's the greatest comment I think of the whole episode. For you, I think that's amazing. Oh man! All right, so Mike Tyson punched me in the dick. Disco, what do
Yeah.
you say?
Uh, I'm gonna say that one. I don't think you need your dick. I
Okay,
think you could
okay.
survive without it. I don't know. I
Yeah,
think
don't
to be able
worry
to
about. Don't
teleport,
have to go pissing. Nothing. We're good.
you
You
could
know.
pee without a penis.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that too. You know. Yeah. Final answer for you guys.
Yeah.
What was
No,
the
I do
other one
this.
again?
I do the
Stand
stand
up.
up comedy. Yeah, that's the other one.
Oh damn.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not getting punched in the dick by Mike Tyson. You're fucking insane.
You don't need that dick. Come on.
I was like, I'll just deal with it. It's like, how often do I need to teleport? Really, I could just go out
Yeah.
there, just fucking do a
I'd be
comedy set.
teleporting all the time, bro.
Like
I wouldn't
yeah,
be able to hold back.
yeah. I mean, I could hold back. I could do it when it's necessary, but it's at the same time, it's like go out there. I don't have to be a good stand up comic. Maybe I could be so
No,
bad nobody shows up and be like, fuck it,
exactly.
you know. I'll just get around it if
You
I
can
have
just
to.
go up there and start singing songs.
Or do I get paid for it? Hell, I'll be fucking teleporting and getting paid to do something I hate. But I mean,
Yeah.
that's been every other job I've had before, right? So
But
20 minutes
teleportation.
isn't that long either. That's kind of
No,
like
it's
no, for
fucking
stand up
long.
comedy, that's
It's
yeah,
insane,
long.
bro. Yeah,
No,
in
no,
the
no. Chill,
grand scheme
son.
of things, you
yeah,
get a whole week compared to that 20 minutes. Like,
yeah.
All right, Disco,
man,
what you got?
okay, this is an interesting one. Would I rather be able to speak every language on Earth, or would I rather be able to communicate with aliens?
Communicate with aliens.
I would lean towards aliens, but at the same time, you would need aliens.
They're out there, Dan. They're out there.
I'm not saying that there aren't, but it's like, does Disco have access to aliens?
If you can communicate them, you know they'll come.
What's he gonna do? Is he be like Rocky and Rocky 2, just shout, "Hey yo"?
Like, he's
You're
gonna
like,
be
no,
like,
you have
whoop
to
whoop,
actually.
and they're just gonna come.
Somebody's to show up. That's the sound of the police. But
The aliens run away.
oh man, I would. I feel like aliens is the go-to answer. I kind of just want to be different. I'm gonna go with every language.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna lean towards aliens.
Makes sense.
There has to be aliens. There's like billions of galaxies like in just this direction.
All
Like
right. Yeah,
so
I get
like
it.
the odds, it's a numbers game. I definitely believe they're out there. So I feel to make it true to be able to communicate with them, I don't know, maybe some fucking mind wave or radio.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't know, I think it'd be cool.
No, no, it's the whoop whoop. Yeah,
Whoop,
they're
whoop,
just gonna
whoop, whoop.
show up.
Yeah. That's my only thing. It's literally just that. It's just like if I know I can get access to them, then yes. But if not, I feel like it's wasted. But what you're saying makes sense. If you could do mind waves or something, then yeah, that counteracts that issue.
Would I rather be able to control fire or
Yeah.
control water?
Fire. Water. I feel like water makes the most sense. I'm gonna go with fire.
I feel like the characters from Avatar, like the Fire Nation, kind of
Yeah.
sell you on fire. um, the water jets can like cut through anything. So for that makes more sense to me.
But
Um,
water jets have sand in them when they cut through stuff.
tsunami. Throw some
Just
sand
saying.
in the water.
What's
Put
stopping
the
you? What's
sand
stopping you from
in
putting
your
sand in there?
palm.
Yeah.
You can
Going to
insert sand.
stop being a bitch. Go on a beach.
But hmm. So water or fire? I don't know. I think I'm leaning towards fire too, though.
Yeah.
You guys think I would pick fire?
I mean, you should pick water, but I feel like you're gonna go with fire.
I'm gonna choose water though, because it does make more sense. There's
Yeah.
oceans, tsunamis, water jets.
Yeah.
Our bodies are made of water.
Hmm.
Yeah. Bloodbender. Yeah.
Now, when I made this question, I actually The first thing I thought of was Avatar. Obviously,
Obviously,
the
yeah.
greatest,
That's
the
why I'm
greatest
going with fire.
elemental show
Yeah.
in the world ever created. And I did think about both the benefits, right? I thought about all the abilities that the firebenders have and all the abilities that
Mm.
the waterbenders have. Yeah, I would go with fire.
I know.
Um,
I know you would.
because we've had this
Water makes the
conversation,
most sense though, but you would
but
go with fire. I get it.
we've had this conversation before, you and I know what you would pick, which would be 100%
Water.
water, because we've done this before. But like I don't know, fire is just like you need to have water around you to water bend,
Hmm.
right? And then yes, you can grab water from like plants, trees, you can blood bend or whatever, but those
Hmm.
are like really high level techniques.
Hmm.
At least with fire, it's just breathing techniques and you're creating fire from your chi. So at least that you can always have around you. Um, with you wherever you go, and you can do lightning with fire, and I like that. Yeah,
How
fire.
does that work?
But
How does fire make lightning?
watch Avatar, you'll know. Um,
That is the right answer.
You got me. I'm not watching that shit, so I'll never know. Um, let's see. Would would I rather live in a world where we can only scream at each other, or would I rather live in a world where everyone's just silent?
God, I love that second one so fucking much.
can only scream at each other or silent. I mean, if you're silent, obviously we have sign languages, so communication is still possible.
But
Um,
everybody have to learn it, you know.
Yeah, which is fine. If you have to learn it, you learn it. It's that's the great thing about humans, right? They adapt.
Mm.
Um,
Mm.
when you're put into these situations, you adapt, right? People who
I
go
feel like you're giving
blind
a
later.
little too much credit to humans.
When people go blind later on in life, they learn braille. They
Some do. Yeah.
yeah. But sure, I mean it's whatever, but it's doable. Um, honestly, I think you'd go with silence. Um, I mean, because everybody can't communicate outwardly doesn't mean you lose your hearing. So you'd still have your music, you'd still have everything else. There would just be just
No lyrics.
silence.
So sad.
It's all right. You still got the
That
melodies,
is really fucking sad.
That's
and you just have silent
like,
movies
this is
with
a hot beat. It's
subtitles.
about to drop. It's like no,
Oh
no lyrics.
man.
Some
Uh,
silent movies with subtitles, or you just be
Everything is just house music.
yeah, or
Uh,
if everybody's screaming, it'd just be fucking death metal.
I have a question. Is
Emo
it
all around.
like full on like about to lose vocal cords screaming?
Or is it just like
Not
speaking really
like
loud?
screaming, but just like a nice, like loud ass kind of yell. You're yelling everything.
Okay, I'm gonna go with that.
Not like
I'm gonna go with that one, the yelling, screaming.
I'm gonna do the silence.
Yeah.
I think you do silence.
I uh I think I would do the screaming one because
I feel like you get used
every
to it.
I
you
feel
get
like you're
used to
not
it. I'm sure
sure.
that I feel like they would have ear mitigators and also like you can also everyone could choose to be quiet and then like only an emergency when like they need to be like, hey.
I just imagine somebody just like walking in, just chill, listen to whatever they're listening to, and then, hey, Mr. Johnson, how the fuck you? I don't know why that occurs, but how the fuck you doing today?
Just hearing a conversation would be insane. Hey, I'm sad right
You see that new episode? Like, just talk.
now.
No
Black
spoilers
Mirror.
though. I haven't seen it yet, so don't be too loud.
I think just because the possibility of making lyrics and you can just lower that level down to a normal decibel, so you can still have lyrics and music. I think that's a deal
So it
breaker.
could be edited. That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. All right. This Dan, what you got?
Hmm. Okay. Would I rather work as a video game developer
Mm-hmm.
or a professional wrestling manager?
Wrestling manager.
Really
Yeah.
interesting.
I know you love video games, but I think you have more love for wrestling. That's my personal opinion. But
I feel
I
like he likes experiencing the wrestling. I don't know
feel
if he
like
would
he
like
likes
to.
experiencing video games too. I don't know if he'd like developing
I,
them,
that's true.
but I
This
think
is a tough
he
one.
would do great as a manager of wrestling. Um,
I think he would do great as a video game manager too. I think he has like a lot of great ideas. I think he would, if he had to, I think he would make
but
them.
I don't think Dan. I mean, I might be wrong, but like I feel like with his taste in gaming, he'd. I mean, sure, gaming developers only make games they like, so that would be never mind then. So
Hmm.
So what are you guys going with?
I'm going with wrestling manager.
Mhm.
I'm gonna choose games. I think you're exploring a new part of yourself, and you just want to make the next best game. Like you saw Tetris recently, and you're just like,
I
I
know
need
the
to.
movie. I
And
enjoy that movie so much. Yeah, no, I would go with the wrestling manager.
Hmm.
Um, one thing to remember. So I would think it would be really cool to develop a video game. If I'm ever given the opportunity to do something like that, I would sure as hell like to try. Um, Never underestimate my laziness, where I feel like there's a lot of work that goes into both, but I feel like there's a lot of learning that would take place with the game development. Less learning for the
Hmm.
wrestling manager in my sense. I feel like I'm not saying I'm a good promo or nothing, but I feel like I would have an easier time getting to do that than
Hmm.
I would to learn how to develop a game.
Yeah.
That's where I would go with
the
that.
skills are already there. The knowledge is already there. So
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, I feel like it's there to an extent. Obviously, it would need work. I'm no
yeah.
Paul Heyman, but
So
All right. Would I rather have a personal chef
hmm.
or a personal masseuse?
Chef, your body's already broken down. There's
Yeah,
no
but
coming
then
back.
the personal masseuse would help with that.
There's no coming back from that, sir. Just give up. Take the chef.
Nah,
Just take the
the
chef.
personal masseuse would definitely
I'm
help with that.
I'm gonna say personal masseuse. I think he would. I think he'd be much
I
happier.
mean,
Just
shit, my
have a
neck is
nice
fucked up right now. I
a
can use
nice
a
little
masseuse.
massage.
With the way this
You know,
man talks and feels about food, and he has his own personal chef that could probably make him whatever the fuck he wants, he's gonna turn that down? No, no, no fucking way.
that is a good point. Food. He does love food. He mentioned that
That is a
earlier.
good point. It is a good point. I do love food.
Yeah, I think you've already been living with the gout. You lost a shoulder
Well,
in
you
the
can't
war.
massage gout.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You
He's gonna
but that's
massage
that's
it
proving
off.
my point. You're already dealing with all these ailments. What's a few more? What's a few more that don't come back from if you get to eat something that's delicious to you, something that's a great, amazing experience.
I don't know. A
It's
nice
a good
massage
point.
before bed would be amazing for me, at least. I don't know.
Yeah,
Just a nice. Just get some
relaxing.
hot,
Okay,
Can
but how would
sleep
you feel
well.
about getting
attractive
whatever
person to
meal you
just
want to try
like.
that's on your mind right before you go to bed? Then you get that itis and go right to sleep.
That would be
Man,
horrible. I'd feel shitty.
You do that now.
Eating right before bed. No, I don't
You do.
eat right before bed. I eat
I
at
don't know. I don't
I
know
eat
your
at
personal
7,
habits.
son. That's it.
What time you go to bed? I don't know. I don't know your habits.
man, I don't know. This is a tough one.
I'm
Massage or
sticking with chef.
food?
I'm sticking with chef easily.
Mm, I'm gonna choose food too.
Come on, Disco. Be
No, I'm not being a pioneer when I think you got a couple pounds on you. So I'm just saying, I
I
think
do
you would
have a
like
couple. I gained some weight, bro.
I think the
It's
food
annoying.
would be
I'm
attractive.
I've gone on a diet. I've gained some weight.
To
No,
have any meal, any dessert, anything that's like you get Gordon Ramsay just, or somebody or even anybody, but just the
nah,
fact that you
Gordon
could do.
Ramsay would just yell at me.
I don't
I'd be
think he's
like,
gonna
You're
yell
not
at. I don't think
be
enjoying
he
your
like,
yells at
life.
his customers.
I'd be like, I want this. He's like, that's a stupid idea, you fucking donut. And then
You're
just
taking this apple
I feel
pie.
like if you were making it wrong, he'd yell at you. But if you're like, "Hey, could I have this?" He's like, "No, get something else."
he's like, this is the third time this week I made it for you. What the fuck? Um, no,
I want Gordon Ramsay to meet Simon Cowell and just be like, absolutely horrendous. Go make a sandwich.
I
I'd say
would
that's
pick
the same
personal
person.
chef. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
no,
would
easily.
definitely pick
That's a
personal chef. It would just
no-brainer.
Massage is
it would
good though.
save me. I hate massages. I've had one. I did not like it. Um,
You didn't have the right one. Happy ending.
no, like it was good. I just didn't like it. It wasn't like enjoyable for me. Like it didn't do much other than like make me a bit sore, and it didn't really fix anything. So I don't care for massages. I would like a chiropractor to crack the living bejesus out of my back. That would be phenomenal. But no, I would choose personal chef. It'd be way better. All right, last one, Disco. What you got?
Uh, would let's see. I'm gonna do a teleport one too. Um, I teleport. I can get the power to teleport, but every time I have crazy diarrhea and I throw up, I vomit like profusely
Jesus.
and feel sick
Okay.
after.
Hmm. Hmm.
Or
As
I
much as you know,
teleport. I t- I teleport and it's always like 20 feet in the air over where I want to land.
God
Every
damn,
time I land, it's just like a drop. Like fuck.
I'll go with that one.
Yeah, because you can just get a parachute or
Yeah,
something.
you could just pick where you land.
Always teleport over water. Just swim in. Um, yeah, that
Yeah,
one.
That was
no,
kind of
yeah,
easy.
Yeah.
that's what I'm going with.
All right. Let me toughen it up though. Let's see. Instead of dropping, what if hmm what if I can't talk for 24 hours after I teleport?
That one.
Yeah, I'll go with that one.
I don't
Because
know.
the other
I
one is
like to talk.
vomiting.
Yeah, the other one's
Like it's
horrible.
painful. Like you got to do another painful one, and we got to choose which less painful. Like
Yeah,
not talking for 24 hours is easy. Like fuck it. Okay,
you could plan that out. Like, I
I'd
mean, you
never
could also
talk
plan
again.
out the diarrhea, but it's like at the same time, it's like, do I want to plan out fucking spewing everything from both ends, or do I want to plan like, hey, let me just get in where I need to get to a day early and just chill by myself for the day?
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know. That kind of like a whole day though of not talking. I don't know. I talk to myself. I can't. I don't know. I need to talk. But so you're both choosing that one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
not talking. I mean, if you choose diarrhea and vomiting, you're a masochist. Like I don't know what to tell you, bro.
But I feel like it's way quicker than having to not talk for a whole day. Just gotta change. I gotta bring a throw up bag and a change
Bro,
of
do you know
undies.
how much it sucks to throw up and then have
I've thrown up
diarrhea or
before.
do both? Yeah, it
I've
sucks.
done both at the same time. It's the worst.
Exactly. Why you'd rather do that?
But 24 hours of not
I think it
talking,
would
not
take 24 hours to recover after that every time than just fucking not talking for 24 hours.
I don't know. I feel like
All right, you got to
I could
pick one.
just. I think I would plan the throw up if I don't eat for like 24 hours in
You're
advance,
insane.
and then boom, what am I just gonna throw up liquid?
Yeah,
Poop
you're
liquid.
going to
It's not
throw up
gonna be
your
too bad.
bile cuz you do that if you have nothing in your stomach.
And then that's cured with a diaper and like.
Man, it just came out. No, I got it. I got the solution. Don't you
All
worry.
right.
So
You're
I think
fucking
I'm gonna choose
crazy.
that one just because I mean, regardless, you could plan to either, but I'd rather not. I mean, I like to talk, especially I'm a very talkative person. So
Okay. That's wild. Picking diarrhea and vomiting over not talking. All right, Dan, what you got?
This is a tough one. I'm trying to think. Hmm. I'm trying not to make it too easy. I feel like I came up with some good ones. Now I don't know where to go with.
you can't
Would
top off this trilogy.
what's that?
You can't top it off.
It's tough. Would I rather? Because you guys know I like gaming. You know I like wrestling. So, would I rather get to play a very, for me, anticipated video game before it releases, or would I rather get to spend one event backstage at my choosing of a wrestling event?
Wrestling.
What was the first one?
Because the game you're gonna play either way, you'd never be
Uh,
able to go backstage to a wrestling.
I mean, I've done it, but would I
Oh,
rather go to a wrestling event where I could go backstage, any event of my choosing, or play
yeah, but
any
if it's your
video game I'm
choosing, you could be
anticipated?
like, I'm doing WrestleMania backstage.
I could. Or Disco, I would choose a video game that I'm very much anticipating. Play it before anyone else does.
Fully
Hmm.
complete, not beta.
Oh yeah, fully. That's a given.
I would still choose
Any
wrestling.
game?
Any game that I'm very much anticipating. So think whatever I'm most excited about, that game.
Alan Wake, I know you can't wait to play it, but
Don't you
you
fucking say that
you
in front of me.
you would still pick wrestling.
Man, to play it before anybody, that's a pretty good feeling.
Hmm.
Man, man, another tough one. Or any wrestling event, you get to go
Any wrestling event
backstage.
of my
Hmm.
choosing, I get to be backstage.
I'm gonna choose the game one. I'm gonna choose the game one. I'm gonna be the devil's advocate here. I just think that's pretty cool to play it before. I don't know what games are interested, to be honest, but
Doesn't
I'm
matter.
gonna
Just
choose the.
anything that I would find interesting.
So it's
You
an
know,
ongoing like ability, or is it just a one off? Like I
it's a
get to
one
play
off for
this.
both things.
Okay, I'm still
Wrestling.
gonna choose the game.
All right, so Eslam, wrestling, disco gaming. Honestly, I would like to do both. Um, I would lean more towards the wrestling. I mean, as cool as it would be to play any game early, it's one of those things at the same time. If it's funny because I'm so antisocial. If it's a game I very much enjoy and I know somebody else has played that game, I would very much like to talk about it.
Hmm.
I couldn't do that if they didn't play the game, or at least read about it to see maybe there's a theory or something I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
know about. If it's wrestling, I get to be backstage. Granted, I didn't say I have all access, so maybe I'm just backstage and I can talk to a referee. I
he's
would love that.
he's
I would fucking love being able to just talk to a referee, to be honest.
he's
But
backstage in the janitor's closet.
I'll take it. I'll take it. But no, like I've done that. And I haven't played games like way in advance, but I mean I've done betas, I've done demos, I've done that. So I've done that. It's not a full game like Eslam said,
Hmm.
but yeah, I'd probably lean towards the wrestling.
Ciao, boy. Alrighty. So that was the LWG spin on Would You Rather, aka Would I Rather. So, hope you guys enjoyed that. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the YouTube channel, comment below, give us some of what you would rather, and maybe we'll try to figure it out. Uh, Otherwise, let's jump into wrestling, some Powerbomb Weekly. Dan, what you got for us?
I didn't think you were going to me. I was not ready. Give me a
Oh,
second.
sorry.
I had it
Surprise!
here. I don't know where I got it. There we go. Let me just get that over here.
Oh, while Dan brings it up, Disco, did you see that I sent you? They're bringing the Arkham trilogy
Oh, I did see that. I was like, oh man, I love
to
Nintendo
PS
honestly
Nintendo.
for more of their ports than the actual games they have.
Yeah. So I
I'm
figured
actually
you've
looking
never
forward to
played
that
them,
because
right?
yeah, I've got exactly. I've never played them, so that's actually pretty exciting for me.
Go check them out,
I'm
man. They're a lot of
catching all
fun.
these classic games that like I never played because of whether
Oh, I also
console or
started
just busy.
Spider-Man.
Nice.
Yeah.
The new movie?
No.
No, no, the
Oh, the
game.
game. The game.
Yeah. No, it's funny. Well, first off, those are arguably the greatest comic book superhero
Yeah.
games ever made: Spider-Man
Which
and the
I
Batman.
so bringing that up, sorry, I don't know if I'm going to get beat for this, but Spider-Man plays a lot like the Arkham games.
Yeah, it plays. Yeah, no, it plays very similar.
Okay, okay,
Yeah,
cool, cool.
no, you're good.
I was like
I'm
I
sure
was like
somebody in the internet's gonna be like, "No, I'm gonna die on this hill," but no, you're right. You're
No,
100
I
percent
was
right.
playing it and I was like
Yeah,
the obviously has different combos, but like the it's the same combos,
no.
it's but it's like cool because you have
Spider-Man is more quick,
yeah.
and you have more like active abilities.
No, no, no,
Batman,
of
not
course.
as
Yeah,
much,
yeah, yeah.
but yeah,
But you still have like I it clicked with me when I had to do some stealth stuff and I was like on top of
oh
things and
yeah,
like walking around. And then I was like, "Oh, this is Arkham." I was
yeah,
It's like the same game engine
no.
probably.
Bro, in
but
the
it was
Arkham
very
games,
cool.
Batman has spider sense.
Yeah,
Like,
it does.
like you know what I'm saying? Like,
It was wild, but
yeah.
it was pretty cool. It's pretty cool, man. The swinging is really nice. New York
Oh,
City
dude,
is
the traveling
very
around, the
well done.
swinging is like that's the best it's ever been done in a video game,
Yeah,
like ever.
and also like New York City's done very well in that
Oh
game.
yeah.
So yeah.
One thing I want to say about the Arkham stuff, it's like I
Hmm.
saw it instinctively, like most people on the internet. I was like, God damn, why the fuck would you do this? And then I thought, and I stopped. I was just like, Disco's happy, and I'm happy for Disco.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
Disco,
As soon as I saw it,
and the thing I was just like, I don't know if Disco's played this. I was like, he has the opportunity to play like some of the best art, it's the best Batman games ever made. So I was
yeah,
like, you know what, good for Disco.
yeah.
I'm counting it as a W.
At least there's one person that gets to
I was
enjoy,
like,
you know,
as
for a
far as I
fact.
know, there's one person that's gonna enjoy this. Like everybody else is just like, why are we doing this? I was like, I know why.
It's
I
for
know why.
Disco. Nintendo was like, Disco hasn't played this. We need to do this for him. Let's
I
Nintendo
missed
and
all the
bring.
classics,
Yeah.
so I'm getting all the straggler port
Yeah.
classics now.
Because I looked at it on there, it's like 1 and 2 looked okay. Arkham Knight looked trash on Switch, but hey, man, at least it's on there.
Yeah.
But anyway, I got my stuff ready, so I'm gonna go
All right.
ahead and share my screen. So let's see. It's been a minute. Been a minute since I've done an official Power Bomb Weekly with the screen and everything. So it's good to be back. It's good to be back.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead. Let's jump right in. So first one, divisiveness in AEW has gotten worse since CM Punk return. This is a Wrestle Talk article by Liam Winnard, and it's the only actual news story I got for Powerbomb Weekly. So there's a lot to unpack since I haven't done an official episode. AEW started their new show, AEW Collision. It's going to be a
Oh, nice.
Saturday night show, 2 hour event. Because for a while they've been talking about splitting the roster,
Hmm.
similar to how WWE has done it. And one of the reasons for that is because one of the very controversial figures, CM Punk. They want to keep him because he draws numbers, but at the same time, not a lot of people in AEW want to work with him. So he's back. He gave a promo of a very CM Punk promo, where he goes out there and he says, "Listen, there's a lot of bullshit. I wish people, would grow up. Sorry for not, apologizing." He said that to the fans that don't like him, he's sorry that they're softer than the wrestlers that they like. Um,
Damn.
so he said that he had a couple of like very clever quips. He was talking about like people being fake and people doing this and that, not being realistic, or people not being genuine. Then he said the term of counterfeit bucks, referencing the young bucks, who are the
Hmm.
people who were involved in the fight during the brawl out, the all out, the what do they call it, the fallout at all out. But yeah, so he did a couple things like that. There were some wrestlers on Twitter in AEW who were just like, "Hey, you know, I'm willing to fight you. It's just you're too much of a bitch to fight me, punk," and stuff like that. So it's like they're doing some blurring of the lines where it is like, "Hey, some of this is probably for storyline. A lot of it is real. There is a lot of issues in the AEW." Which sucks, and I've said this many times in the past, because AEW was the company where it's just like, hey, everybody's cool, everybody enjoys working here, and right around the time CM Punk came, was around the time there was a lot of issues, a lot of backstage heat, a lot of stuff going on. And as great as CM Punk is, as much as a fan I am of CM Punk, it sucks. It's like it's one of those things where it's like I don't want to see him go, but at the same time, it's just like maybe if he wasn't there, things would be a little bit better. I don't know, but hopefully everything gets resolved with him still in the company. I don't want to see him go. There's a lot of dream matches I want to see with him involved. And on this upcoming episode of Dynamite, which is happening as we speak, and I'm on here on this podcast because I'm dedicated to you people, all of you people, and I could be watching Dynamite right now. A lot of people are upset because Punk's supposed to be on it, and everybody's like, "What the fuck?" I thought the whole reason we were splitting shows is so we don't have to deal with Punk and we don't have to be in the same show as Punk, and apparently he's supposed to be on it. So a lot of people are upset. They're like, "Hey, he's been back 1 week and he's already on the same show. We're supposed to split the roster," which I feel like is a
Yeah.
very unhealthy work environment at that point. But who knows? Hopefully everything gets resolved. We'll see. But we got that, and then like I said, that's the only news story I got. Next one I want to do, I want to talk about a little bit of AEW / New Japan Pro Wrestling. So this coming Sunday, we have the Forbidden Door pay per view. Forbidden Door, two. This is the second time we've done it where it's a joint AEW New Japan Pro Wrestling event. You have
Nice.
wrestlers from two different companies fighting each other that you would not normally see fighting each other. We have a couple of dream matches, some dream rematches, such as this one right here. Kenny Omega, the current IWGP US Heavyweight Champion, going up against the former IWGP US Heavyweight Champion Will Ospreay. So, a dream match. They've fought only a handful of times. Every time they do, it's amazing. They do shit that human beings should not be able to do, yet they do. Two wrestling gods, and it's going to be a banger. I'm pretty sure Ospreay's going to win the title back here, but regardless, I can't wait to see it. It's going to be great. After that, we got a interesting one. We got Jungle Boy Jack Perry, going up against the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion Sonata. Um, Sonata it's his first time winning the title. He beat, I believe, it was Okada for it. Um, he'd been chasing that title for a while. So seeing Sonata as champion is cool because he was like that guy who's been chasing the title and always kept coming close and close until he never got it until he finally did. And him going up against Jungle Boy is a little bit weird because Jungle Boy has never really been seen as like that top guy. And this title in New Japan is the top title. This is one of the most prestigious wrestling titles in the world. So having Jack Perry go for it, it's a little bit weird, but I know Jack Perry can deliver the match. So I feel like a lot of people saw this and they're like, what the fuck's he doing fighting for it? And then they put Hook in there, who's going to be ringside with Jack, Hook being the son of Taz. So everybody likes Hook as well. So I feel like this is a great opportunity for Jungle Boy to show out and just be like, listen, a lot of you guys are doubting me. I'm going to prove why I can do this. Fun fact, I don't know if I've ever mentioned this. I'm sure I have on the podcast. Jungle Boy Jack Perry, son of Luke Perry, the actor. So
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Dang.
that's
So
cool.
we got that. Yeah. So we have that. And then let's go on to this next one. For the AEW World Heavyweight Championship, we have the very cocky, the very smug, the AEW champion, MJF, Maxwell Jacob Friedman, going up against the fucking legend, Hiroshi Tanahashi. Um, Tanahashi is one of the most respected wrestlers in wrestling history. MJF is one of the most hated wrestlers in wrestling history. Seeing this is going to be amazing. Everyone's just like, "Oh my god, Tanahashi's fighting for the AEW World Title again." That's amazing. And then when the on the segment where it was announced to MJF, they're like, "You're fighting Tanahashi," and MJF's like, "Who the fuck is this guy? I don't give a fuck. I'm not going to show up. I don't want to fight." And then like, everyone's like, "Oh my god, that's Tanahashi! Like he's a fucking god!" Like so it's gonna be cool. MJF has a great match, has great matches with everyone. Tanahashi, he's a fucking legend. This is gonna be a banger. It's gonna be great. MJF's gonna win. But it's gonna be one hell of a match. Can't wait to see. Also, Sonata's gonna win the last one. And this one, these are the only four matches they've announced so far as of this recording. I'm sure tonight on AEW they announce a couple more. This, my God, this is the one. Kazuchika Okada versus Bryan Danielson. Two of the best
Damn.
wrestlers ever. Never
Yeah.
Damn.
step foot in the ring with one another. For years, they kept on saying they wanted to fight the other, but they couldn't because they were in different companies. And it was like, hopefully one day. Then Brian, he had his injury with the concussions. He was forced to retire. He couldn't do it. Oh man, it looks like he's never going to get to wrestle Okada. Eventually, he gets cleared, his brain fixed, I guess. And then he goes back to wrestling, but it's like, he's not wrestling too much. He's in WWE. WWE doesn't partner with anybody. Okada's getting older and older. Everyone's like, how much longer is Okada going to be around? Are we going to do this? Danielson's getting older. How much longer is he going to do it? He finally goes to AEW. COVID hits. Oh, fuck. We can't do travel across anywhere. We're never going to see these men fight each other. And all they talk about is imagine sharing the ring with the other person because they're both that good. Finally, it's going to happen. We're getting Danielson and Okada. We're getting the Rainmaker versus the American Dragon. And I cannot fucking wait. This is going to be the greatest match in the history of fucking life. And it's just going to be phenomenal. I can't fucking wait for it. So, that is my PBW. That is Powerbomb Weekly. It's good to be
Where's
back.
this one happening?
This is happening. I don't fucking remember Eslam. I want to say it's probably in Chicago. Anytime AEW does a big show, it's in Chicago.
Damn.
I could be
is
wrong
this
about
similar
that.
to the same one we went to, or is this a different one?
No, this is Forbidden Door too. I mean, well, I guess you could say it's similar, but this is an AEW one. Remember, we went to Ring of Honor.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, AEW wasn't a company just yet,
Hmm.
or if it was, they hadn't done their first show. But
Damn,
yeah,
you
no,
want to go to Chicago?
I can't. I really thought about it just now, but I can't. Um, but no, this is gonna be a banger. But yeah, anyway, like I said, that's it. So it's AEW versus NJPW, and guys, just so you're aware, after this pay per view happens, we're getting a little bit closer. We're going back to it. We're gonna get that G1 climax.
Oh, super hard?
Oh god.
Oh shit.
Yeah, can't
We're
fucking wait.
Oh
oh
god.
man, can't wait to
I just
fucking
got hard. Oh,
climax.
my body
Yep,
just
yep.
feeling things
I'm
inside.
calling it. This guy right here, Okada, he's probably gonna win. But how fucking cool would it be if we get Brian Danielson to be in the G1? He's never done it before. Him in the G1, my god, that would just be insane. But yeah, that's all I got there, guys.
Everybody's gonna be climaxing.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna die happy.
Climaxing
I'm gonna
all
die
over the
happy.
internet.
Danielson T. Ugh.
All right,
All
Disco,
right.
what you got?
Next up, I have my TV show slash movie review, and since I wasn't here last week, I got to make up for a show. Here we go. Dave finished last week, so here we go.
Was that the
Um,
finale?
yep.
Wow.
Wait, series finale or
Yeah,
finale? What,
I'm asking if it's a series.
oh, I don't know if it was the series
I don't
finale, but
remember how it ended. That's the thing. I know I saw it.
it was a crazy ending. It's funny that you say that.
Hang on, I'm sorry. Was it the Brad Pitt episode?
The Brad Pitt was the
Okay, okay.
finale, and
Yes.
that spoiler alert.
Wow, Brad
That's all
Pitt's
I'm
in
gonna
this
say. Brad Pitt was in the finale, and
as
so was Rachel
himself.
McAdams
Yeah, he played Brad
as
Pitt,
himself,
but they
and
got Rachel
it was the
McAdams first, and they kind of like teased Rachel McAdams, and then all of a sudden Brad Pitt just shows up in the fucking episode. And he's there for the rest of the episode. It's
and
incredible.
honestly, I thought he was gonna show up for like 2 seconds,
Yeah.
but he was there for the whole episode, and it was like probably one of the best episodes out of the whole season. I was
Yes.
so just like Brad Pitt's like really like just I just
It
kept
was
thinking in
so
my head
good.
like how did Dave do this?
How do you get
How did
Brad
little
Pitt?
Dicky yeah, like and it's phenomenal work. The writing was great. It's an adventure through and through this whole season, and you know you're gonna get your laughs. You're gonna get your weird, goofy, little dicky, niche kind of
Yeah.
sexual humor. Um, but you know, and there's some character development. He's trying to find love. He's experiencing new relationships, and all in
Still,
all, I it's
Yeah.
still
This
well. I
season
mean,
was like more focused on it, and then
yeah,
the ending. I love the ending where it's just like he like gives this heartfelt message, and then he's like he knows what he was looking for all along. And should I say it, Disco? Would it be spoilers?
um, I I wouldn't say too much. So give him something to look forward to.
Yeah, well, it's somebody that like he kind of mentioned a few times here and there throughout the episode, and it's like you see he has like a couple love interests. There's this one girl that he gets like really close with, and
uh
like, oh man, look, he found love, and then stuff happens there, and then in the end, he's just like you hear like an overview or listen to like let's say like a thought bubble of him like writing out things like, listen, I just did this, blah blah blah. I'm just talking to you, and then they reveal the person he's talking to. I'm like, of course, that's the person. It makes perfect sense. But yes,
Yeah, but regardless, it was it was funny, man. I always love these seasons that he gives. It's not it's they're always juicy. They're always going wild and
yeah,
pushing the boundaries and being goofy, being
yeah. The
you know
drama's good too, though. Like they
yeah,
do
the
drama
drama's
very
definitely
well.
there. Yeah, he it's funny how they like slip it in or like not funny, but it's very interesting and skillful the way they like
Yeah,
tactfully integrate it into the humor where it's like little Dicky's being totally stupid while you know Gata could be having a whole moment in the
yeah.
background like but it's really cool how they do that and even the progression of the characters man Gata's come so far Dave all of
His
them
manager, like they did a lot with him this season too.
yeah yep and the DJ too all of them and
Yeah, you're
the
right.
film chick they're all
Yeah,
kind of
her too. The
had a little
documentary. Yep.
shine
Even
so
the ex girlfriend. Yeah,
definitely yeah definitely recommend this season or even just the whole series if you haven't watched any of it
absolutely.
at all. Definitely check out Dave. It's it's definitely some wild stuff. It's gonna push the boundaries. It might make you uncomfortable, but I think that's totally cool. And so you know, some people might find that off-putting, but it's part of the humor, and that's kind of what makes Dave, man. Just
Yeah,
it's a funny, all-around, good-hearted. Just he's very vulnerable in this show. You could see how kind of like how tightly wound he is and how sometimes he can be super sensitive, sometimes just like a bitch, pretty much. But but he still pulls through and he pulls out like this amazing music, and this show is just another banger. I wasn't sure how the season was gonna go, but the way they finished it, I'm a firm believer. I'm ready for this next season. So if there is one, I don't know,
Yeah,
but I'm gonna give this one a 1 star, one thumb, two thumbs up. Definitely check that out. Dave, and
absolutely.
next show is my next show is Class of '09. That finished this week.
Hmm.
Um, Here's the
I had
picture.
started watching that, but I couldn't really get into it too much.
Yeah. Um, I personally liked it because mainly the actors are so good. You had this dude from Sense8, Kate Mara's the time
Hmm.
traveler's wife. This is Paperboy, and this other chick was in an indie movie, like Between Two Lovers or something. So I've seen all of these characters or these
Yeah.
actors, and so they all kind of like have a spot in my mind that like it just attracts me to the show. But also, the show itself is actually kind of interesting because it's showing three different times between these characters. So I
Yeah, three
kind of
different
like
timelines.
I thought it was pretty interesting how they tell the story from all the different timelines. So you get to see how an action in the past will affect everyone in the future when they jump over to the future,
Hmm.
and then you could jump to the past, and you get some background in depth and see how what bonded them, and then in the present, it's like what they're dealing with now, and as the FBI, and so it can be confusing. I can see how some people might get turned off by it jumping back and forth and just like being all over the place, kind of. But overall, I think they did an amazing job. They're all top caliber actors, and it drew me into the end. They also tackled some interesting, like integrating the AI into FBI. So I thought that was pretty interesting too. It seems to be like the new thing, AI. But
Hmm.
the way overall the way they went about it, it was fun to watch, and it felt kind of like a one-off season. So if you're just looking for a kind of short series to watch, I would definitely recommend this. Yeah, the performances, there's some background, there's FBI juiciness. You get to have some fun in Quantico, and uh, then it jumps to the future where there's technology, and it's kind of there's different medical stuff because they all get injured at some point and have like biotech in them. It's pretty cool how they do that. So I was attracted to that, and overall I would say check it out. Definitely. I'm gonna give this one just a one thumb up though, as I'm not gonna say it was like the best or anything, but it definitely, if you have time, uh, give it a shot, give it a watch. But you're not losing anything if you don't watch it either. So one thumb up. And the last show that also finished this week was Vinland Saga. Vinland
Well, that's
Saga.
been out for a while. Vinland Saga season two.
Well, it actually just finished this week though, because they were airing out weekly episodes, and so the
On
last one
where
just came out on Netflix.
they were airing out episodes weekly. Okay, I
Yeah,
thought it
yeah.
all came out at once.
No, they did do that, but some way halfway through they stopped. Um,
That's weird. Okay.
so yeah, it's some weird.
They did
So
that with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure this last season too. It was like they showed it and they broke it up into like three sections where they would just release a bunch at once on Netflix.
yeah, so at some
Yeah, they
point
do that
they
sometimes.
started releasing it weekly for like the last half, and the last one just came out this week. Um, I I thoroughly enjoyed the first season. I
Same.
thought it was really, really, really cool the way they just the action, the story they were building, the character Thorfinn and all his just this hard life he was living. I was very, I had an affinity towards it and just how he's just so badass as a little kid, killing people, just trying to exact his revenge, and uh, it was phenomenal. Making friends with the king and this, just having these insane battles. And then season two came, and it was, it, they just like took a complete 180. Like Thorfinn, there was a little time skip. Thorfinn got older, and they they just leaned heavy into the drama. There was like no action until like the last like 4 or 5 episodes. Like he took a vow of like not fighting, um, and he just played slave for a long time. And they focused into like drama, and I give it to them for that. And but I just feel like it wasn't balanced. It was just too heavy. There was like no action, and too trying too hard to build this like vulnerability in Thorfinn that I just wasn't really there for, especially the way the first season ended. I was like just thrown off at how hard they shifted gears, and I persevered. I kept watching through it. Some people kind of died here and there, and overall at the end, it kind of just when I thought it was going to get juicy again, it ended, and so I this second season it just had me kind of just lacking, wanting, yearning for more, and because I really think Thorfinn's a cool character, but I feel like I wasn't ready for this kind of dramatic change in the character's ideology. Like he was just such a badass killer, and all of a sudden it's just like, oh no, I'm I don't fight no more, and
Some of it made sense because he kind of reached this level of enlightenment that his father reached, and his father was trying to instill in him when he was younger, and he just couldn't see it
yeah,
until he kind of experienced the same thing his father did after going through much wars and killing and stuff. He reached that level of enlightenment about violence, but uh, I usually I don't mind slow story. I don't mind things building up, but I feel like there wasn't much of a build up in this story. I feel like it was just like kind of a one note type thing happening throughout the whole season. I mean, I haven't finished it yet, but from what I saw, that's what it was. Is kind of why I'm kind of slacking on finishing it because it's not really
it's
that gripping. The first season, like you said, had a really great balance of story development. There wasn't always action, and like they didn't really concentrate too much on the fighting, and there wasn't really like power leveling and like all this other stuff you see from anime. It's Vikings, right? It's just brutal fighting, whatever. But it was about the story, um, like the of like these characters and how their goals kind of either intertwined or clashed. And then here it's kind of like, all right, well, these people are gone now, and we're concentrating on this king trying to take over everything, and there's kind of just no interest anymore for me, at least. That's what I felt. But
yeah, and in that second season, they just were building. Like it felt like they were building, but honestly, nothing happened. Like it didn't.
yeah,
Even that last episode, they hammered home exactly what you said. How the father was kind of instilling this peace and like
yeah.
uh, trying to build like a society that's not just conquering and war.
Hmm.
Vikings, I guess, and so
I mean,
they hammer that home like really hard at the end. It's like they make it very
I
clear,
mean,
like that's what the season was about.
The Vikings were brutal people, but at the same time, um, from and all the depiction I see, they just honestly they wanted like good farmland because they lived in like an icy land. They couldn't farm any of it, so they would go conquer other places so they can get farmland and like bring it back to, you know, Norway and shit. But and they do that here too with like England, and they're in the war with England, and like all these names I've heard in multiple choice, like Edelstein and all these, all these different kings and taking over and blah blah blah. But it's I don't know. If they continued the formula of the first season with the balance, I think with the action kind of breaking up the story with some action and some Viking fighting and I feel like that's what the show Vikings did, right? Because the show Vikings had a lot of build up in some moments, but it always got broken with like this large battle or whatever that kind of gave you a break and then you start again with the build up in the story. So I don't know. I felt like it needed that, but it just and with what you're saying, I might not even finish the second season if there's nothing to build up to. But maybe it's this whole second season is a build up to the third. But I don't know. We'll see what happens.
That's what I'm hoping. Like if there is a third season, like I'm just hoping there's they leap back or change shift gears back into something similar to one. But I don't know. Well, from what I'm seeing, it didn't look like that. It didn't look like they're ramping up for war, especially because the last episode he kind of like he went home and he actually made it home and he was just
Oh,
like
finally.
reflecting about
Okay.
his dad, and like I said, it just hammered in just
Unless
like, oh,
unless that
peace.
king that's taken over everything brings the war to his door and now he has to protect his family in the third season, I can see that happening. But I mean, if that doesn't happen, I mean, I don't know what the fuck.
They
Like, it's just.
That's what it
But
looked like they were building up to with King Canute, but
yeah.
it didn't seem like they're going that direction at the end. I don't want to spoil anything, but they do tackle that in the show. And
Hmm.
it just, you know, I can't recommend this one. I don't give it any star. The first season, I give two thumbs up. It was amazing, amazing
Yeah.
balls. But this second season was like a dread. It was a
Yeah.
even the characters like in the stuff that they were bringing, like highlighting and bringing drama to, just kind of just landed flat. Like, I didn't care about the characters.
No, no.
I think that's really what it came down to. And but hopefully this next season, if it comes out or if there is a next one, it has a more balance to it, more adventure, or just I don't know, just more. He was
Yeah.
in that farm the whole season, nothing happened, just haying fields, like. um, but
Yeah.
so Vinland Saga, I'm gonna say for season two, pass. Definitely can't recommend it. Don't. Uh, if you're diehard, check it out. If you like anime, but that second season was rough, very rough to watch. 24 episodes, so ugh, it's a doozy.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm gonna say pass, hard pass on this one. But man, it's so hard to pass because the first season was so good.
Yeah.
So
All right.
watch the first season. Don't watch the second season. If there's a third season that comes out, then maybe watch it just so you can have some background.
Yeah.
Not even. Just read a synopsis. You'll be fine.
Alrighty. Um, I think that's it for our episode today. Let's do some final thoughts and get out of here. Um, Dan, what are your some final thoughts?
It's good to have the trio, the OG trio back. It's been a minute. So,
Yeah, yeah.
with that being said, I'm gonna take next week off.
All right, cool, man.
No.
My final thoughts. I mentioned earlier in the podcast. I started playing Spider Man. It's very interesting. First fight was Fisk, which I
Mhm.
was like, Jesus, this is going hard. But I like that the game jumped into an already established Peter Parker Spider Man. He's already friendly with the police. And the other reason why I was like, this is Arkham is because like he has like that detective in his ear. And
Mhm.
they're like communicating. It's kind of like having Alfred or Gordon, like him, Batman, talking to
Mhm.
them and going around in the city doing all these different
Have
missions.
you heard the reference Spider Cop yet?
Yes, yes, yes. I got
Okay.
to that where he's like, and she's like, "Oh God, please no," and yeah, yeah.
There's more. There's more
It
Spider
was
Cop.
pretty funny.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I can't wait to jump in a little bit more and see what's going on. Uh, Doc Ock is already starting to. They're developing that tech, which I thought was interesting. Peter's helping him. I'm interested in this story very much. It looks like it's going to be a great one. Um, but yeah, those are my final thoughts.
Great game. Great game.
For me, I have two things. Since you mentioned games, I actually got back into my playing Xenoblade 3. I put it down for a little bit because life got hectic, and I was actually stuck on chapter 3. I just didn't know where the heck to go. And even when I did start it, I didn't know where to go for like the next 3 days. I finally cracked and like looked up a guide, and once I finally got back on track, I was having fun. And that game is so good. They like took all the best fighting elements of game one and two and just like made a trifecta and like balanced all the good stuff. And it's really cool because as you're fighting, they add more game mechanics that kind of add more layers to the fun, and they keep things relevant. It's not like just a monotonous like this is the play style and this is it for the whole game through. It's they keep adding like layers, like um, your specials get better and better, but then you can now like turn into robots, and then also there's like chain like a special attack that you can utilize these robots now too, and it's like if they give it to you throughout the different chapters, and I kind of appreciate that. It kind of like adds, it just makes it so fun for me, and I can't wait to finish it. I have three more chapters, and second thing is, my fiance is driving across country with her brother and sister, so I'm
Oh,
super
dang.
excited. They're finally coming over here and
Nice.
coming here to live for with me, and super exciting for me.
Congrats, man.
Um, Getting this apartment ready and whatnot, and paying all these bills by myself because she's not here. trying to do all this stuff, and so I'm super excited, and I hope they have a safe journey. And I think
Yes,
that's pretty
hopefully she
cool
gets
to
there
be able to
safe.
have a cross country drive, with your
Yeah.
siblings.
Yeah. She could go ahead and download that LWG podcast, listen to it on the drive, get to hear your voice.
Hey,
Yeah.
he's got time.
We're on Spotify, people. We're on
Yep.
Spotify. With that said, thank you for listening to Los Wise Guys podcast. If you like what you hear, please follow us on social media. Go like, subscribe to the YouTube channel. It helps us out immensely. Go check out the Los Wise Guys website, loswiseguys.com. Thank you for listening. Have a great week.